Match 4, fortunate enough to get to win the die roll again. Do believe this is a mulligan. This seems a little better. We still need a way to get these guys in our graveyard. Could keep on top to grab a red. Yeah, that seems fine. Also fodder for the angler. Lead off with my favorite, a swamp. So actually, maybe leaving that on top was not the best choice because we are going to be wayfinding this turn. But I think it's okay. Well, it turns out we grabbed the mountain anyway, so let me go ahead and take that now. And ship the old turn. Next turn we can play the Evolving Wilds. If we need to. Opponent's playing some sort of Simic Draw Go deck. Probably representing a counterspell here. Sultai Scavenger is also good. So in this case, I think we want another swamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, let's... Oh, that's 6. So maybe playing this with... No, because then I wouldn't have that in the yard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, actually we can do this, and since I don't really want to keep the... I don't really need the angler in my graveyard, is what I'm getting at. And now we have a handful of not gas. Pristine Talisman into nothing. Let's play out our mountain. Putting this on a creature doesn't really help me right now, and I'd rather pitch it anyway. So we'll just swing for 4. Not really sure what my opponent's on. If I had to guess, I would say maybe Turbo Fog, but I'm not sure that deck plays Pristine Talisman. So really not sure, honestly. Hopefully I can line up a play next turn. Satyr Wayfinder is a play. Let's go ahead and play him. Okay, cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, might as well play the Terramorphic. Fetch out. I think I want more black mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't have enough for that. So let's just swing with our Sultai Scavenger. Next turn we can delve for this angler. We could delve for the angler and I believe put the Dragon's Breath on it. Does that be 1, 2... Well, I don't want to... Okay, well, the Dragon's Breath actually is definitely going on it. I forgot I had one in my bin. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, we have enough to tap. We have enough for the angler. Opponent thinking about this, probably deciding if they would like to block or not. I imagine that they don't necessarily need to here, especially if they're playing Ghostly Flicker. Which, I don't know, seeing the Pristine Talisman makes me think this is... Oh, my opponent has lost connection to the game. I'm going to pause it and give him a few minutes. It's possible he's a spotty internet connection, but if he is not back, you won't be hearing this message. Oh, there he is. Okay, cool. I was worried that my opponent had disconnected, and in that case, I was going to just concede the game, rather than sit here and wait for him or her to reappear. But I'm glad that they are back, because I would like to play out this game and see what my opponent is playing. And I know this is going to sound a little cynical, but I've stopped giving my opponents the benefit of the doubt on Moto when it comes to disconnecting. Maybe in tournament practice, my opponent would just concede, but there have been a few times in the leagues where my opponents have disconnected right when I was about to win, and that's really frustrating. You know, just concede the game. And the reason they do is so that they're hoping that you'll concede or something. They can get back on and like snag the win, or that you'll go like AFK or something. It's really frustrating. This could be another Mole Drifter. A Nessian Asp. Wow. I'm actually pretty impressed with that. Faithless Looting is good. Let's start off with that. We can bend the Crusher and the other Dragon's Breath. Yeah, I like that. So let's bend Crusher, Breath, Playless Forest, and I'm going to hope I can suit up 2 dudes with haste this turn. That's not looking likely, though. Yeah, I probably cannot do 2. So in that case, I think I might want to tap a little differently. Since I definitely can't do 2, there's no reason to double weight a lot of these guys. Probably the Commune and 1 Crusher. Like, that's fine. And then serve for 5. My opponent probably can't block, yeah. Alright, so this Asp is actually going to be pretty hard for me to deal with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My opponent does need 1 more land, a Monstrosity. And there it is. So my opponent can tap out Monstrosity, kill my Scavenger, and they're going to do it now? Okay, I'm cool with that. Oh. Oh, I thought what a Monstrosity to kill the creature to flying. That's a rare. That's Arbor Colossus. So let's go ahead and flashback the looting. Let's bin a land, and let's bin a Mandrills. And then Grizzly Salvage. Taking the Mountain. One, and now we can give him haste and trample. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I believe we attack with everything that we can attack with. Opponent has to take 8 here. It could take less if they decide to block with the Mole Drifter. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Pretty wise. But I just have a Hooting Mandrills now next turn to get these back. Opponent tapping a lot of mana again for another fatty. Oh, for their own Ulamog's Crusher. Okay. So these are actually optional. These are Maze. No. No, absolutely not. I would not like for my opponent to have access to that. So now this is actually going to be a little harder. Sure, let's start off with the Wayfinder. Well, that's really unfortunate that that keeps going to the, my Exhumes keep going to the graveyard. So let's discard the Terramorphic and the Wayfinder. Now I think we attack with everything. Just try and force through as much damage as we can. Ooh, maybe that was a bad idea. Yeah, now I need to draw. I need to draw a creature or an Exhume here. And even the Exhume isn't very good because my opponent is playing a Mole Drifter. So maybe it was a mistake to attack there. So here I sack probably 2 lands. So my opponent's playing like a ramp deck. Okay, well now I think my chances of winning are actually not very good. Probably got a little too greedy on that last attack, but with the Annihilator, what are you going to do? So let's sack a mountain and a forest here. No blocks though. I want to see if I can force through some damage. Wicker Bow Elder, okay. Don't have any targets for that, thankfully. Well, I guess I do in my graveyard. Alright, sure, let's fire off a Grizzly Salvage. Take an Angler? So I still kind of don't have any good attacks. I kind of need one more creature for this to be good, I think. Because as of right now, my opponent... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Since my opponent has extra blockers, if my opponent didn't have these extra blockers, it would be a done deal. But since he or she does, it makes attacking with the Angler kind of a bad proposition. I guess I could take one more hit off of this and hope for the best. I think that's going to have to be the play. Because attacking with the Angler, it just runs into the Asp. So yeah, that was probably like way too greedy to even attack a couple turns ago. I should have saved my resources until I had multiple big threats out on the table, and then try and swung for a lethal attack then. Oh yeah, my opponent can do that. So here I think I sack Forest Swamp, block the Crusher. I think my opponent's going to make an attack where I have to block the Crusher. Definitely bringing in Edicts and Doomblade. Alright, well now this game is just like, I need a top deck in Exhume. Yeah, now it's kind of grim. But now I think no, it doesn't matter if I block or not, honestly. Because I basically have to win on this next turn. And yeah, that's probably not going to be good enough. Let's just go to the next game. I lost a lot of my velocity that I thought I had. So like, I don't think Vines of Vastwood is very good. I do think Chainers and Doomblade will be good though. And I think we can cut... I guess an argument for cutting Exhume even. Let's cut 2 Exhumes and 2 Crushers. I don't think that's how we win this game. Because my opponent is also playing Crushers. So unless I have it like extremely early, which is the dream, and it has happened, I think, maybe once in our matches. It's not gonna work. Waiting for our next match here. And so I think this deck is interesting. I don't think it's really my style of deck, which is maybe why I'm struggling a little. I'm probably not keeping optimal hands. But when the deck gets to do its thing, it does feel very powerful. And we've been fortunate not to run into a lot of graveyard hate in our matches. We'll see if that changes. This hand's got to be unkeepable, right? Swamp into nothing. If this was a mountain, I think I would keep it, because we could go mountain, Faithless Looting, but we got to mulligan this. We kind of have mountain, Faithless Looting, so I'll keep this. That's actually fodder for the looting. So, potentially, but I have 4 of these in my deck, so I'm just going to bottom that. So, let's go grab a mountain. Because what we're going to do with this looting is search for a forest, actually. You know, in retrospect, maybe I should have kept that on top. I don't really want to discard any of these other cards. My opponent has a turn 1 relic, so that's unfortunate. That's going to be the start of our woes. So now the Exhume is totally dead, so I can just bin it. Well, I won't say no to another looting. Oh, and we get the forest, so... Huh. Let's bin the Exhume because it's not doing anything. And let's bin the... I guess we have redundant Wayfinders. And if my opponent decides to pop Relic with this graveyard, I think we're okay with that. So here I'll be exiling the Exhume. Or probably the Exhume. The Exhume does nothing for me anymore. So let's Wayfinder, try and drum up a land here. Terramorphic is good. Let's Terramorphic for a... You know, could see grabbing and no, well, I have to untap, so let's just grab the swamp. I was like, if this came in untapped, I might have gone for the forest just to delve this away before my opponent has a chance to nuke my yard. But if my opponent cracks the relic on this graveyard, I think that's fine. I think next turn I'm going to want to get the mandrels into play. Okay, double relic is kind of annoying, because now my opponent can pretty safely destroy my graveyard. Sure, Terramorphic. Okay, well my opponents can tend to do that, so that's fine. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Let's discard Commune with the Gods. And I really don't want to discard this other Satyr Wayfinder. I don't want to discard this land, really. Oh, but I guess it's going to have to be the Wayfinder. In that case, I want to discard the Commune with the Gods, because that means we're going all... No, you know what, it's fine. Because now I can do this. And sure, we're wasting our red here, but next turn we can start flashing this back maybe, and just sort of filtering through our deck a little. I'm okay exiling them to my opponent. We have an edict for when my opponent plays their first creature. Yeah, 2 relics is going to be a little tough to fight through. But that fortunately means my opponent isn't doing a whole lot else right now. Another mandrels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's cast our mandrels. What? I'm missing one. 1, 2. Oh, mandrels cost 6. My bad. Well, let's see if my opponent wants to pop here. Yeah, let's do that. Once again that I've overestimated how much mana was going to cost, but whatever. So we actually have a pretty good board here. We have 2 4/4s with trample, which is nothing to sneeze at. And we have an edict for my opponent's first creature, which I anticipate will be a Muldrifter. Because I think Asp costs 6, could be wrong, could cost 5. Whatever it is, I'm getting rid of my opponent's first creature. And I'm hoping it's not Sakura Tribuilder. I'll just attack straight into a Sakura Tribuilder because... Well, actually, yeah, if it's Sakura Tribuilder, it's fine. If it's Sakura Tribuilder plus something else, then we might have a problem. Cursed Chains, eh? That's okay. It's Yabi Maya Elder. Still okay because you can't really block my... You can't block my, my Mandrills very well. Yeah, so you also can't really... maybe serving with Wayfinder was a mistake. Nah, that appears to be all be good. So, I don't think I really want to kill this Yabi Maya Elder. I think I would rather save it for a bigger creature. My opponent could be cycling this Elder here, which would be really good and would make sense why he didn't want to block last turn. He or she didn't want to block last turn. That's a little unfortunate because now it makes the edict a little worse, perhaps. It also makes my gorilla, my ape, my mandrills much worse. Okay, well this is fine. Now I can Chainer's Edict the Wall of Roots. What lands my opponent grab? An island and something else? 2 islands. Commune with the Gods. Let's start with that. Let's grab the Scavenger. So it is a little unfortunate that we don't have another black source here. But I think so now actually I think I rather would have taken the I would have rather taken, excuse me, the Angler just because it's a better beater. But it does fly over Wall of Roots, so, you know, a little column A, a little column B. And I guess we're just playing against, like, a Simic control ramp deck. Simic ramp deck, it's not a control deck. So this looks like a Muldrifter. It's actually a Nessian Asp, which is probably the worst thing it could have been. So yeah, definitely should have taken the other guy. Well, that makes it okay. So let's attempt to Doomblade the Wall Roots. And then let's Edict the Asp. Yeah, sure, I'll exile my Doomblade, I don't care. So, fortunate top deck there. Opponent probably going to exile my other Edict. Yep. And now we can attack for 8. So yeah, actually the Angler would have been way, way better. Don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking blocker. I know what I was thinking. I was thinking blocker for Muldrifter, but in the end, that's just not. That's not a thing. I should have been way more worried about the Asp. So opponent tapping 3 mana here. Simic in 1. That's not going to be an Asp. Unless they keep going, I suppose. Also, Asp costs 5, so don't need to worry about it until the Mole Drifter. Oh, it's costing that as Mole Drifter. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just getting on my words. Confused. Pulsa Marasa. That's pretty bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, actually, the man, yeah, the Delver would have been just, or excuse me, the Gurmag would have been way better. So consider that my advice to you next time. Well, there's an Angler that I can't cast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm 1 mana, 2 mana short. Yep, I guess we just gotta keep trying. Yeah, and again, the Angler would have been way better here. Wait, why is the app still in my opponent's graveyard? What creature did they return? Oh, it was the Wall of Roots. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder why my opponent did that. I was so focused on them having picked the Asp, I didn't notice it was actually this Wall of Roots. The Asp seems a lot better, so my opponent must have another one in hand. Seagate Oracle. So, I guess here's the argument for Scavenger. My opponent has 2 ground-based defenders. But the other one just seems... Yeah, the Angler would just smash all this, so... what can you do? Another Wall of Roots. So actually now, yeah, the Scavenger does look a little better. Not like miles and miles better, but a little better. It's possible my opponent has a second Pulse Marasa here that will grab the Nessian Asp. Alright, sure. Grizzly Salvage. Looking for a creature. Probably the Mandrills, not the Crusher. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No reason not to attack with both. Opponent goes to 5. Do they have another Pulse Marasa? I'm going to say the answer is probably yes. So they'll play the Asp. I've already used my 1 Doomblade, so I can't take the Asp off the table. But they won't be able to Monstrous it quite yet. And that'll be good for an attack from my Angler and my Hooting Mandrill. This is 6 mana, 7 mana. Okay, for Crusher. Dragon's Breath, huh? Well, let's... Yeah, I think this game is pretty locked up for my opponent. Because next turn I'll have the Asp. Yeah, I just, my opponent's deck, I think, yeah, the 2 relics, I guess, did really kill me. I'm not saying I would have won if not for the relics, but they definitely didn't help because I couldn't really utilize my graveyard effectively. Like, look at all these wasted, I had to delve all these spells. I don't think I flashbacked any spells this game. And I have so many flashback spells in my yard right now. So, I guess let's sack. No matter what I sack, my opponent's going to get rid of it. Looks like a swamp and a mountain. And then take 8 and hope whatever happens next, I can take down my opponent. Because there's no way my opponent doesn't play the Asp. I guess the Pulse Marasis didn't help either this game. Oh well. So this is going to be the Asp. Can't Monstrous yet, but can't get any more hits with my Sultai Scavenger. And what do we get? Alright, looks like the writing might be on the wall here. Oh yeah, I don't even have to cast this guy. Yeah, I think this game's pretty much over. I'll go ahead and concede. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the final match.